Hi, it's Lauren from Robots Are Fun, and today I will be showing you how to make the How Do You Do Cactus Kit. Let's take a look at some of the main components in our kit and what they do. One of our first components is the PNP20 transistor, and PNP stands for positive, negative, positive. In a PNP transistor, the current flows from the collector to the emitter. Our next component is a 100k ohm resistor, and this will regulate the flow of electricity through the circuit. Our next component is an LED, which stands for light emitting diode, and in our kits, these are rainbow colored. Our next component is an LDR, which stands for light dependent resistor, and this allows us to measure the amount of light around the sensor. I have soldered one of the LEDs, and we have our wires and our battery case. Our first step is to solder all of our LEDs into a parallel circuit. We can do this by soldering two of the negative ends together and doing the same for the positive. Then we can solder the negative end of our LED, which is the slightly shorter lead, onto a negative wire, or the black wire. And then, with the longer lead, we can solder that onto the red wire, or the positive wire. Repeat this step for all of your LEDs. Now we will separate each of the leads using electrical tape to avoid any short circuits. If any of the exposed LED wires touch each other, the LED will not turn on. That is why we tape it. Now we will solder together the components that we talked about in the beginning, starting with the light-dependent resistor. Solder on the light-dependent resistor to the positive end of your battery case. With the light-dependent resistor, it does not matter which direction the wires are connected. When you look at your transistor, you'll notice that one of the sides is flat and one of the sides is round. Now we will solder on the PNP20 transistor. Solder the far left lead from the front view of the PNP20 transistor onto the positive wire of the battery case. Now solder the other end of your light-dependent resistor to the center lead of the transistor. Now we will solder on the 100k ohm resistor. Now solder one end of your 100k ohm resistor to the center lead of your transistor and solder the other end to the negative lead of your battery case. With your resistor, it doesn't matter which end of the resistor you solder to which side. Now we will solder on our LEDs. So solder the positive end of your LEDs to the far right end of your transistor, and solder the negative end to the negative wire of your battery case. When you are finished soldering, your circuits should look like this. Now we will use electrical tape to separate each of the leads to avoid any short circuits. Now you can use your hand to cover up the sensor to test and see if it works or not. If your circuit doesn't work, go back and check and make sure that all of your connections are correct and that none of them are touching each other. Hope you have fun with your new cactus light! Thanks for watching!